Hello, and apologies that I'm not able to join you in person. Unfortunately, I'm traveling back from the Open Science Fair conference that we've just hosted. And thanks a lot for this opportunity to talk about the role of academy and libraries in strengthening open access publishing without APCs. I really think it's a perfect moment now, and that's one of the pictures that reminds me of perfect moments. It was taken at university campus in Mauritius, where I was working a couple of weeks ago. But we're not here to talk about Mauritius. We're here to talk about non-APC publishing and perfect moments. And I think it's perfect because we already have tools and technologies. For example, this landscape analysis of open source publishing tools and platforms called Mind the Gap provides a very comprehensive overview of tools and technologies available already. And I also think it's a perfect moment because we have a number of well-established non-APC publishing models, and we collaborated with a number of them in Europe for the workshops that we hosted at Bielefeld University in February this year, and for report and recommendations that we'll be releasing later this month. Called Sustainable Non-APC Open Access Publishing Models. And if we speak about different models, we could mention already established library publishing programs that exist in a number of universities. And one example is Utrecht University Library Open Access Journals incubator that provides support to journal editors and publishers. Another example is from Hungary, Debrecen University library publishing program that publishes a number of journals, or University of Zurich open access journal publishing program, which is called HOPE. I like the title, and all of them are non-APC based, well-established, well-running library publishing programs. We also have examples of institutional support and third-party funding for non-APC publishing. So, for example, Open Gender Journal is a collaborative journal that is published by a number of research institutions in Germany. It has lots of support from gender researchers, and it uses OGS software and platform provided by OGS Support Network in Germany. Research community support is another example, and here my favorite example is Language Science Press, and they practice so-called community proofreading. So you might see on this slide, it shows proofreading queue, and they collaborate with over 1,000 linguists that provide free proofreading services for their books, and they use knowledge unledged to receive funding from libraries to be able to publish, and there is a very, very strong community support. There are also national level collaborative funding and publishing programs, for example, Hrčak portal in Croatia, or Journals Finland, Finnish scholarly journals online. None of them charge APCs. Norwegian government decided that they will set up a consortium for Norwegian social science and humanities open access journals, and publishing will be non-APC based. So they've started this year, and they will run as a pilot for another 3 years, and it has lots of commitment from funders and research institutions. Or another example is SciIndex in Serbia, collaborative journal funding and publishing. And there are also international examples, for example, Open Library of Humanities, which is probably one of the most well-known ones. And since we are in this perfect moment, and since we already have a number of strands, I think it's the right timing to use those strands to maximize opportunities. And here I highlighted some of the strands. For example, community support, mission-driven, because all those journals are very strong on open access, cooperative, transparent. There is trust from the community, which brings more opportunities for collaborations and partnerships, stronger discussions about community ownership and governance, and also leads to new approaches to research, assessment and evaluation that shouldn't assess journals based on journal impact factors. And here is an opportunity for funders and decision makers to have a strong say and recognize and endorse non-APC open access publishers as a valid and full road to open access publishing and not just an alternative. Speaking about platforms, we could see strengths in using adaptable open source software. There is really low technical costs, and there is technical support available already, and many of those platforms are interoperable with other systems. So there is an opportunity for enriching publications. There is an opportunity to be an incubator model that would offer tools, expertise in editorial and publishing activities. And there is also an opportunity for joint IT and technical support. And it would be great to see more shared infrastructures. And what was also mentioned at our workshops, that it would be great to have shared platforms that journal publishers could use to find reviewers, because that would lower the burden on limited staff and help those new ones that might lack some expertise. Speaking about costs, luckily there are lean and low overheads. With non-APC publishing, there are no costs for authors, no fees for users, and it's really in economic self-interest. And here there are opportunities for collective and collaborative funding model, and consolidated network could reduce or distribute costs of publishing across its members, and it will help to achieve economy of scale, which will grow as more institutions will join. And of course, there is a role for institutions and funders who could help with providing long-term funding. And speaking about institutions and funders, here come some challenges. So for example, ideally, library consortia should be supporting non-APC publishing initiatives, but unfortunately the problem is that their workflows are very deeply rooted in traditional subscription way of publishing, and if there is no APC, then there is no transaction that a library could use to justify payment. And in addition, if library consortia have to deal with large number of small publishers and initiatives, it would take a lot of time and resources. And as more and more publishers emerge, it might be a bit difficult to evaluate quality and select the ones that would be most relevant for support. For funders, challenges are a bit similar. with so many publishers around, it's really hard to keep up to date with all the recent players, and it might also be a challenging to provide a framework funding for everyone with necessary stability, predictability, and consistency. Of course, when we talk about solutions, it's not possible to have one solution that would fit all. Of course, we have to keep in mind all these flexibilities and varieties, and that's actually great. And because of that, there are a number of different routes that could be taken to achieve sustainabilities. And of course, solutions will be often discipline specific or region specific, but I think we could still come up with some general ones. Despite the differences in models and approaches, we could mention 3 major challenges, such as securing funding, limited staff, and long-term development. And there are 3 main resources or solutions that non-APC publishers could use. Support from governments and universities, support from the community, and keep this economic self-interest in mind. So some of the solutions that we've been discussing is setting up a marketplace for non-APC open access publishing initiatives that would describe a scale of this initiative, disciplinary reach, whether it's a new initiative or continuation of an older one, existing one, what kind of technology is used, what are financial aspects, governance, etc. And then another solution, of course, if funding could be longer than traditional 1 or a couple of years. And of course, it would be great if there is a permanent infrastructural support, preferably from a publishing initiative host. But of course, there are also opportunities to pool resources to support multiple initiatives. And that's actually what's already been done in France with a National Open Science Plan. They have issued a call to support open access publishing initiatives, including non-APC publishing initiatives. And of course, we shouldn't forget about collaborations, especially for new non-APC publishers that would strengthen their positions in the publishing landscape, and shared resources and information could compensate and help with lack of staff, lack of time, lack of knowledge, and there is a way for institutional involvement through membership. Thanks a lot for this opportunity and look forward to our discussions.